we're at this home base here, arm high, his armpit over top of our shoulder, not over here so we can clamp down. Our knee is driving in just so that he can't switch his hips. Thumb pointed down so we can't roll out the wrist. Good head position so he can't get lower than us. He's trying to get lower than us when he's defending a takedown, right? So his hips need to get lower. That's why it's really difficult with the knee in. His shoulder can't get lower than us, right? Because literally our shoulder's under his armpit. And his head can't get lower if I'm here, right? And he can't roll this wrist out. So I'm going to pull him off the fence, switch to a body lock, and I want it right in his hip pocket, and then put him back on the fence. Same thing. Now, we can try to get him leaned over a little bit, and then we're going to get our right butt cheek underneath the thigh. See how my feet are still on the mat. I'm not like hiking a leg up. My feet are still on the mat. Now, if I can get him to a hand, I want to do that. All right? And then I'm going to pin my head to the mat here and start working shots. Head position, pull him off the wall, connect him to the hip pocket, not behind him. Hip pocket, so I have a longer arm and a shorter arm. Longer arm being behind him, short arm, and I need your angle. I push him back. I get low, and I walk him forward to get his hand on the mat. Now, I'm just going to put my head on the mat. It's going to be really difficult to get this arm out, and I can get some free big shots. All right, let's try that out. 1, 2, 3. So now, what we're going to do is we're going to get those hands locked. We're going to get our butt underneath his thigh and get him up. Now, sometimes you feel like this is a big reach. I don't know if anyone felt that. Like sometimes you can move around, but it's a big reach. If you feel like it's a big reach, you're going to take your leg from the inside to the outside. But it's going to go right to the mat. So my knee's on the mat on the inside. I'm going to step over. My knee's going to be on the mat on the other side. Now I'm just going to walk forward. I'm not trying to throw here. I'm just walking. Right? And now we're in a even a better pin. I can get my shots off. He's gonna cover here, right? He's not just gonna. He can't cover with this arm. So then, yeah. So we cause a dilemma, right? And we can just keep breaking him down, right? But a few of those big shots, he's gonna fully cover with that arm, and then you got your takedown. See it one more time. Underhook. Pull them off, get your body lock, butt goes under. Both my feet are on the mat. If I feel like the head's far away, I'm going to step the knee and block his knee from being able to walk forward. I can walk forward, he can't. So I start going forward. Big shots, break him down, keep working big shots. Sound good? All right, 1, 2, 3. We got him up, get into our body lock. Right? So now, as we start going around, he's going to bring his knee forward, right? Because I start bringing this out. He brings that left knee forward. Boom. All right, so I can't get around. All right? So what we're going to do here is we're going to switch and hit him with our chest. All right? So here, upper body, chest. Lower body, I'm going to sweep. Here, got his leg up. I try to get around. He goes there. All right. So I'm gonna hit him with the chest. Turn. That all works together, like all in kind of a motion, right? Like they are on the fence here. They know you're going over, so they step. And now I've got no post back this way. All right, so you kind of try to make it all happen pretty quick. Here, get him up. I go around. Make sense? If he gets to a point, like if you get on me, we're here and he gets the leg up. Yep. Bring my leg up. Like the way we've been doing it. Oh, there you go. Here. And as he switches, like, and I get this leg out, if he lets me stay here for a little while, I'm gonna start working here. So it's right when that leg plants that he can start shifting and yeah. And just sorry about that. Keep your hips tight. I go around, he steps, and then we're going. And if you feel like you took a big step, there's no foot sweep necessary, right? You just kind of turn. All right. Any questions? Great. So we're here now. We get them up. We talked about just driving the head, getting shots off here. We talked about if the head feels far away, move the knee, walking forward, get big shots off. Now, when we get through here and he gets tall, yep. Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, step that leg through. No. Actually, let's do that. Let's do that one. So we didn't talk about that. Bring him down there for that third one. But let's say we get here and we try to go through, and he steps through here. All right. When he's here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our knee underneath his knee and get him up here. All right. Now it's really easy to hook and turn as well. So it's just kind of like in the middle. So I go here, I go, yep, boom. But he's not really like enough for me to just take him back. So I'm gonna hook, get him tall. The taller he gets, the better for me now. And then I can take him. Makes sense? So you're kind of just pivoting off that. But you got to get his knees kind of like in line with each other, parallel. Here. Now I can get this hook. And then I can. Sound good? Let's try that one. 1, 2, 3. Little foot adjustment, whether his toes are pointed out or toes pointed in, like can change the position a lot. So we got to have a lot of options. So another one that I like here is when I get this butt up, if I can get this knee underneath his thigh here, see, I can start getting a little lift on that leg because all of his weight's on that leg. So if I'm just here and I try to pull that out, it's going to be very difficult. But if I can get here, you feel the difference? Yeah. Now a lot of his weight's like his tailbone is resting on my leg. Now it's much easier to lift that out, right? So it's a little detail where I see a lot of guys are here, they're looking for the ankle pick, which isn't a bad idea, but they got to get this first. Does that make sense? Try it out. 1, 2, 3. We'll find that sometimes he's holding onto the whizzer, right? And you've gotten him up, and then he's able to wiggle this leg through here. Now, when we're in this position, there is a slight risk, especially if he grabs a wrist, to Uchimata us, right? Yeah, exactly. And send us. So we've got to be kind of careful here. So we want to make sure that our hips aren't only driving in, but now we're getting him up towards the mat here. Now try to Uchimata me from this position can be very difficult, right? When I'm here and leaning into you, there's a big possibility. So I kind of want to get here. Now, what I'm going to try to do from this position is I'm going to try to get to these back legs, all right? Hooking this leg is just not going to do anything for you long term unless you're able to get him here. And sometimes that's very difficult. It's very difficult to get his hips up that way. So what we're going to do is as he starts getting tall, we're going to come behind both legs, all right? And then this is just a lift because he's locked into this whizzer. He's only got one arm to potentially brace himself. He's going to get thrown, right? So I'm here and then take him back. I think this is what Tatsuro Taira was doing. Is that right? Oh, he had his leg. Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, he jacked him up. Yeah. Okay. So we're here. We hook the leg, and now we get here. If he makes a mistake of getting tall, that's when we can start lifting. When he's bent over like this, very difficult lift. But as he maybe tries to get his lift and turn in towards us, that's when we can kind of get this off, right? So here, we hook, and then we squish those hips, and then we can lift. And once his feet are off the mat, it's a grand slam, right? And then you're taking him back. So it's a scary position to be in, right? Because your arm's tied up, this arm If you want to place it back there, you can, but it's scary, right? Because yeah, exactly. I wasn't gonna say it, but so we're here. Now I get behind his feet. Here, behind his feet, and now I'm lifting and taking it. I don't want to be over here, Benny. Yeah, because if he's got a good Uchimata, yeah, he can throw me. Here. Right? Now his shoulder can't go through. Right? And now I get my lift. Take him back.
Is there a situation where you want to fall back?
No, you don't want to fall back because he can win that scramble. I want to get his feet off the mat and take. I can take him wherever I want. So I'm hooked, and then I step in. I take him back. So it's just a big power lift. Pretty self-explanatory. Don't slam him. Get him up. Gracefully kind of take him down. 1, 2, 3. Right? And we're going to get him down to the mat here. All right? Now, it's a little like slicker, and you kind of have to know what you're looking for a little bit. But if his arm's still up here, we try to shrug it through. But let's say we can't. What we're going to do is we're going to actually start trying to go behind him. All right? Because when we're here, and there is a transition that we have to be careful with getting thrown, right? Like if I just like lazily get through, he can lat throw me, right? So as I'm going behind, I'm going to try to get behind his butt here. All right? And now try to throw me. If he does, you just pop your hips. Throw, pop. Right? So you just have to counter that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to try to get in between him and the mat. So he's closest to the mat. What I want to start doing is I want to start getting behind him here. So eventually this arm, yeah, exactly. He's going to be so stretched out, he's not going to be able to hold on to it. Or he's not going to find it valuable. And then I can start building hooks on this side. And now I'm money. Right? So now I can start climbing up. And he can't scrape me off anymore because I'm between him and the mat. Because a lot of times what guys are going to do, when you get here, they're going to try to use the mat to scrape you off, right? They're going to be turning in, scraping out. So there's just a principle. It's more of a principle than anything. If I'm here, I'm going to either lift or knee block and just take him down. But if he's got that whizzer and he's holding on here, I want to stay behind and then start trying to get behind him to get here. Then I can drive him forward. That's what Islam Makhachev did to Dustin Poirier in the 4th round. So, any questions? Yeah. In this one, it's you're creeping. You're creeping behind him. There's no like drastic movements. You're just inch by inch getting, wedging yourself between him and the mat. So here. I'm going to let him go through here and get low. All right, the higher I am, the more he's going to be at least have the potential to throw me. When I'm down here, there's no throw. And his whizzer is way less effective. All right, so now I'm going to start wedging myself around. I like getting a hook here. All right, not that you have to get a hook here, depending on what you're trying to do. I mean, you could try to even lift him from here. But once I get here, the only place he could go is out. And that'd be great for me. He starts running out, and then I step and get a big lift. But he can no longer use the fence to get out. And that's when your grappling gets neutralized a lot, is when they know how to use the fence to get you off. Because I can't take him that way, right? Like the wall's holding him up. So it's a huge defensive blessing to be defending takedowns against the fence. Like a lot of guys look at matchups like, oh, this guy wrestled NCAA Division I stud versus a striker, and then you don't see him get any takedowns in an MMA match. It's because in college wrestling, you wrestle out here. There is no wall. It's a totally different territory over there. I'm trying to think of some good that Damian Anderson versus Elliot Ezra fight. Damian Anderson, probably one of the best jiu-jitsu guys ever to fight in the UFC. He got taken down a record amount of times. It was like the most takedowns in flyweight history. It was all against the fence, And he has good ADCC style wrestling or jiu-jitsu. So it's not just like pure mat stuff. He had good wrestling, but he wasn't working the wall stuff. So if you want like the meta, think of like wall wrestling as like leg locks in like the early 2000s. Like no one was training it. And still, it's very, very rare. Really, a lot of people don't know what they're doing on the wall. So That's the place to get takedowns. Unless your wrestling is just way better than the other guy. But also defensive wise, like if someone's good, get to the wall and use the wall. You know, if they don't know how to take you down on the wall, it's a little different. So, all right, let's drill that one, and then we'll run some rounds. 1, 2, 3. If you like what you saw, make sure to subscribe. We're on our way to 5,000 subscribers. Help us out, and also check us out on Patreon.